when the Klan is, people know it's bad, it's being eradicated. Politically, people are turning away from it for decades. With the Metro and La Raza, it's pushed by the Fortune 500, it's pushed by the media because they want it.
Yeah, it's politically correct. It's almost chic. It's radical chic to be for these poor Mexican people.
And it's like Hispanics or whites or whoever wearing Che Guevara shirts when he said Native Americans, Mesoamericans were dumb animals. I don't think they are. I think they're great people. And, you know, there's this elitism with these communist groups and others that make me sick. But getting back to this, let's talk inside stuff with Trump and give me your real take on this. I know you will, or you'll just say you won't answer. Is this a pattern with Trump on purpose? Because he always puts out a little info. It sounds incendiary, and every time it turns out to be true, where he says this guy is a radical, he's a Mexican, he isn't for America because he's a Mexican. And I think, man, that's not true. A lot of people I know are some of the best Americans there are, super patriots. And then I go research, this guy is a flaming Grand Dragon, radical Hispanic racist. And so they're attacking him. Is Trump waiting, knowing the rest will come out and he's proven right again? Am I wrong in saying Trump should do the data dump up front? Or did he just read an article, see the intel, say it, but not go all the way? I mean, is this planned, or is this Trump only launching half of his bullets?
I think it's instinctual, Alex. I think that he understands that it is in the pressures of a campaign, you only can get so much data out. On the other hand, as the presumptive nominee, he can always get covered. And therefore, I think it's seriatim, meaning first you put out the red meat, he attacks the judge. Now he's going to develop that. And then he'll move to the counterpunch on Laureate. This issue is going to redound to his benefit because he's not a sitting duck.
So that is what he's doing, though. He's smart, man. This is the guy we need as a president. I mean, it's very Machiavellian, but in a good way.
Well, he understands the need to get your story out there in clips, in bites that people can digest. The people aren't interested in a long treatise on Laureate or Trump University. They want to get to the essence of this issue.
So he puts it out. He knows the establishment thinks they can misrepresent it. He waits, he baits them, and then all the data comes out.
Not only that, but if he wants to be on CNN or Fox tomorrow, he simply has to make a phone call and he can get a 20-minute or 30-minute bite in which he can develop this in a way that is more effective than as a segment of a speech in front of 30,000 people. So, look, he's smart like a fox. He understands the news cycle. He understands the need to stay on offense. Who else would have the nerve to say, Hillary Clinton is a criminal, she has misrepresented the status of 30,000 emails, and she needs to go to prison. And if I become president, folks, remember, there's a 5-year statute of limitation on these crimes. In essence, saying he will prosecute her and he will send her to jail. I'm sorry, I don't see Chris Christie or Marco Rubio.
Yeah, no. He's delivering on everything he said he would do so far. He's not just taking the gloves off. He's put brass knuckles on because he said Hillary is punching him. He's going to punch back, as you said, twice as hard. Stone's rules over there. We're going to go to break here in a moment, but coming up in part two during the Sunday broadcast, 4 to 6 p.m. Central, we are going to get into the really big issue, and I'm concerned about this too. Are libs infiltrating the campaign? We know about Trump's daughter, hanging out with Chelsea. We know about the son-in-law with the Democrat connections, though I see him doing a lot of good work out there and saying a lot of great things. You've told me you're going to really give us absolutely the truth. And I got to say, Roger, I'm impressed knowing you a year. I've known you years, but really known you good for a year. Everything you've ever said has turned out to be dead on accurate. It's really amazing show. You're going to tell us the inside scoop.
I am indeed.
All right. StoneZone.com, Infowars.com, of course, is our site. We've only got about 30 seconds till we go to break. Just getting back to this whole college deal. You go sign up for real estate school. It's the average price I've seen for good schools out there. It's what you take away from it. Of course, there's going to be a few sour grapes. 98% approval rating in this compared to the Clintons getting $150 million and doing nothing with it and stealing it. And this is their MO. It's incredible, Roger.
Not to mention the enormous debt that they've saddled individual working class people with. This was a boiler room. It was a scam. In other words, you would have these telephone boiler rooms.
All right, we're going to cut live, kind of get into this report with Roger Stone and Alex Jones, because we've got Donald Trump live now in New Jersey. And, of course, they have announced him, and they called him as the winner in New Jersey. 83% of the vote for Donald Trump in New Jersey. They've called it for him. They've also called it for Hillary Clinton, 59% of the vote in New Jersey. But let's listen to what Donald Trump is saying right now.
my goal is always, again, to bring people together. But if I'm forced to fight for something I really care about, I will never, ever back down, and our country will never, ever back down.
See, I think that's important. All these other politicians are saying, just back off of this. Don't push on this issue. This isn't about his personal pride. This is about having a justice system that works.
I fought for my employees, and now I'm going to fight for you, the American people.
If he won't fight for himself, he's not going to fight for you. And that's what we've seen repeatedly from the people who have lied to us to get elected, like Paul Ryan.
That's a good point, David.
You're going to see some real good things happen. Just remember this. I'm going to be your champion. I'm going to be America's champion. Because you see, this election isn't about Republican or Democrat. It's about who runs this country, the special interests or the people, and I mean the American people.
Right, it's about globalism versus nationalism.
Every election year, politicians promise change. Obama promised change, and it didn't work out too well. And every year, they fail to deliver. Why would politicians want to change a system that's totally rigged in order to keep them in power? That's what they're doing, folks. Why would politicians want to change a system that's made them and their friends very, very wealthy? I beat a rigged system by winning with overwhelming support, the only way you could have done it. Landslides all over the country, with every demographic on track to win 37 primary caucus victories in a field that began with 17 very talented people. After years of disappointment, there's one thing we all have learned. We can't fix the rigged system by relying on and I mean this so strongly, on the very people who rigged it. And they rigged it. And do not ever think anything differently. We can't solve our problems by counting on the politicians who created our problems. The Clintons have turned the politics of personal enrichment into an art form for themselves.
That's absolutely true. There's no better example of it. And if you're going to let these guys get away with rigging the court system, with rigging everything else, then he's going to cave and he's going to compromise and let them rig everything else. He's not going to get anything done. This is very good news. Great speech.
Favors, selling government contracts, and I mean hundreds of millions of dollars. Secretary Clinton even did all of the work on a totally illegal private server. Something that how she's getting away with this, folks, nobody understands. Designed to keep her corrupt dealings out of the public record, putting the security of the entire country at risk,
yes.
And a president in a corrupt system is totally protecting her. Not right.
He's absolutely right about that.
I am going to give a major speech on probably Monday of next week, and we're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons. I think you're going to find it very informative and very, very interesting.
Welcome to the general election, Hillary. Hey, what he said about that server, she put national security secrets at risk to protect her private criminal records. That's the point, folks.
Hillary Clinton turned the State Department into her private hedge fund. The Russians, the Saudis, the Chinese all gave money to Bill and Hillary and got favorable treatment in return.
Yes.
It's a sad day in America when foreign governments with deep pockets have more influence in our own country than our great citizens. I didn't need to do this. It's not easy, believe me. I didn't need to do it. But I felt I had to give back to our wonderful country, which has been so good to me and to my family.
You know, this is something we've been talking about for 25 years. The Clintons got away with all this. We knew that there were quid pro quo favors being bought by Chinese representatives. All they had to do was confess to it. They gave them probation instead of prison. The Clintons didn't get prison. They didn't even get probation. They got away with it. And that's what he's going to expose next week. This is going to be great.
They literally, these jobs have virtually disappeared. An embarrassment to our country, and it's horrible. I've embraced the victims of illegal immigration, moms and dads who have had to bury their own children because of people that shouldn't have been in the country. Remember it, folks. Remember it.
That's right. And it's not just violence and criminals. You're going to be burying your family members because they don't even screen people for diseases that they're bringing into this country.
Struggling schools. I've seen our dilapidated airports, highways, bridges, and I've compared them to other countries where we see facilities so far superior to ours, it's really not to be believed. Hard to imagine what's happened to our country. America is getting taken apart piece by piece, auctioned off, and just rapidly auctioned off to the highest bidder. We're broke. We're broke. We owe $19 trillion, going quickly to $21 trillion. Our infrastructure is a disaster.
We're just waiting for the Chinese and the Saudis to call the loan.
Crime is rising. People are scared. The last thing we need is Hillary Clinton in the White House or an extension of the Obama disaster.
Right. I think this is the best speech I've ever seen Donald Trump give. He's right on point. He's saying things that need to be said, things that Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell and Newt Gingrich would never say. Why? Because they want to feed at that trough. That's why they let them get away with it, isn't it, Jakari? They won't impeach Obama because they think they're going to get
they want the same
power. That's right.
We love our country.
That's right.
But we can turn this all around. We're going to do it by putting America first. That commitment is the foundation for change that's been missing, and it's been missing for a long time. It's important to understand what America First means. It means on foreign policy, we will never enter into any conflict unless it makes us safer as a nation. It has to make us safer as a nation. This is the opposite of Hillary's foreign policy, which invaded Libya, destabilized Iraq, unleashed ISIS, and threw Syria into chaos and created the mass migration, which is wreaking havoc all over the world, and while putting Iran on the path to nuclear weapons and making them a dominant power in the Middle East.
We're going to hope that Trump will be wise enough to realize that any foreign intervention, any entanglement alliances do not make us safer. Our founders understood that, and hopefully that's what he means when he says he's not going to get involved in something unless it makes us safer. I hope that he will do that.
We're not supposed to play Team America World Police.
That's right.
A lot of people think that's what we're supposed to do. But if you think about the situation, like what happened in Libya, you know, you have a guy in Gaddafi who's not a good guy, but he was a threat mainly regionally.
Yeah.
Are the American people safer now that Gaddafi's gone and the terrorist organizations who want to come here and kill us have taken over?
Absolutely not. And not if we get Assad out of Syria. Things would get worse there as well. We're going to leave this for the moment because we have our reporter coming to us live from Europe. Rob Dew is in Dresden, Germany. I believe. Rob, are you there?
Yes, I am here. David Knight, how's it going?
Doing good. We're just listening to, I think, probably the best speech I've heard Donald Trump give. He said he's not going to back down on this issue with the judge because he said, I'm not going to compromise on my personal integrity, and you can trust me to not compromise on issues of national importance for the same reason. If he's going to compromise on something like this just to win election, we know he's going to compromise on everything in order to win election. Did we lose Rob on Skype?
I think I'm still here.
We got him back. Okay, go ahead, Rob.
I'm getting all kinds of, I'm getting late texts, this and that, and things are coming forward, but I think we are on the air.
Yes.
David, I just got a letter as I came back to my room tonight. It's now 3 a.m. in Dresden, Germany, where I'm coming to you live. This is from the Hotel Taschenberger Palais Kempnitsky, which is where the Bilderberg is going to be held. This is the letter they sent under my door, and here's the letter right here. I'm going to read it to you. We would hereby like to inform you that our hotel is booked exclusively on Wednesday, June 8th, 2016 of June. Therefore, we kindly ask you to leave your room and remove your car from the garage before 12.